Hey, what's up guys, it's CryptoLoop here, back again with another video. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and today we're going to start off with some TA and Telcoin, and move on to a bunch of other tweets and a few other news articles as well. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and dive right into this, starting off with some support and resistance right here into this ascending triangle. We have this support line right here, along with this as a last resort. So within this, I believe we will probably break up to the upside, leaving us around 0.011 and 0.012. So we're going to reach at least a penny within this next pump, and I think that it's definitely going to go really well. And if it does break below this resistance right here, I honestly wouldn't be alarmed at all, mainly because we have a lot going on within this month that's going to be released and so many things to anticipate. I don't see this going down anytime soon. So anyways, going into the next one, what supports my thesis with this going up in the near future, we have the very good possibility of an alt season approaching, as we see this dominance going down right here. The orange line is actually Bitcoin, and then we have a few others down below here, which are other altcoins like Ethereum or Binance Coin with Cardano as well. So regardless, I think that alt season is definitely approaching, and it's probably coming closer than many people actually do think. So starting off, we have a tweet from Thomas. This is a response from Sam Telcoin within the official Telcoin group chat, and so they mentioned how if you're located within the target markets of Canada, Philippines, Australia, and Singapore, now listen to this, they hadn't mentioned Singapore or Australia prior to this part. That is a very subtle hint that next up is Australia and Singapore within the next corridors. So that's a really good bit of news that they never really officially announced, but they kind of just slipped in there within the group chat. So then they also mentioned that you'll be able to create a wallet within the app if you are within those target markets as well. Alright, so next up we have Ahmed Ababla, and so he mentioned about V3. They're really excited to release the next iteration of the Telcoin app, meaning we'll be able to find out more information on Project Rivendell, the V3 in general, and I'm super excited because they obviously mentioned how they're making a ton of headway and a lot of progress in general as well. So definitely looking forward to that. Again, that supports the fact that the price is probably going to increase, especially with a lot of marketing that's about to be going as well. Alright, so next up we have Telcoin Boy. He recently tweeted about Telcoin, and this was posted within the official group chat as well, and this is from Telcoin Paul. He had actually said that they're in a full marketing plan where they're easing into it right now, and currently it's soft marketing. So at the moment, they don't want to have a new rush of potential customers, and this actually allows for the team to iron out all the creases within the technology and also gauge metrics before they bring further layers like V3 or Project Rivendell on top of their marketing. And I think this is really good because if you don't have a product that's fully developed, why even release it with the risk that your reputation is going to get broken after you find out that's going to fail? So obviously it's not going to fail, but when you can iron out the creases, get all those bugs fixed, it makes it look a lot more professional for everybody else as soon as it does get released. And it makes the team look really good because they have a product that actually works and they aren't going to be embarrassed by that. Next up, we have Dr. Evil of Crypto, who highlighted a V3 feature, and this is that you'll be able to buy with a debit or credit card. This is very good news. As you can see, a lot of people do have debit or credit cards, and obviously while Telcoin is to bank the unbanked, a lot of people that are banked can actually buy it to then send through remittance, which is traditionally what a lot of people do in general. So this is really good news. I cannot wait to see the app as soon as V3 does release. I think it's going to look really beautiful as there's so much to entail for it. Alright, next up we have Paga. Now this is actually different because this was tweeted within 2019, although this mentions how Nigeria and Canada are going to be a corridor, because this is exactly what their partner had stated. I some reason forgot about this, and so for the people that need reminded, I just wanted to go ahead and throw this within the video that hey, yes, this is going to be a thing. This is extra cash flow, extra liquidity that they will have available right then and there. Alright, so next up we have Johnny Telcoin, who mentioned that they'll be releasing a full rundown on the new V3 wallet features pretty soon, and as soon as they do that, he's not sure if staking will be done via the wallet. I remember that was a very big rumor, and I really hope it can be actually done and implemented within that system, but if not, you can always do it within the Uniswap and Balancer mining programs as well if you want to. And that's exactly why I'll introduce this, the Telcoin liquidity mining on Uniswap. I'll put this in the description so you guys can take a read and look at it. But anyways, they're obviously not responsible for any Telcoin or funds that are lost on Uniswap, because that is always a possibility, but while you're also here, you can put it into the Ethereum pool on Uniswap v2, which also v3 within Uniswap will be released as well. And if you're not sure how to do that, they also provide a guide right there where you can then go in and learn exactly just how you can stake your Telcoin. So on to the next one. We have a very good question that was mentioned, and I want to go ahead and take a look at it real quick. And this is posted by Daywalker. I'll have this video linked in as well. This is from the Nebraska bill that was introduced. And so it was very exciting for this to happen about a month ago. And I believe it's also passed, but we're just waiting for everything else to get finalized as well. So we'll go ahead and start this.
I'll ask you another question that I asked Mr. Quandal, and I appreciate your experience on the cybersecurity front. I think that's very helpful in terms of this question. Cryptocurrency as a whole accounts for a relatively small percentage of crime funding, but when it comes to human trafficking, which is an issue that I've worked on, it's been involved in most of the major human trafficking rings and funding them worldwide for several years now. Can you speak to just moving forward, what cryptocurrency, what our regulators, what our institutions, should they come up, are doing to ensure that this isn't going the wrong way?
Well, I think an interesting parallel is to look at the history of communications and development of the internet. You know, if you judge the internet on what was out there in 1996, there would be no internet today, right? 10 years later, when things got much more serious in terms of communications moving on to smartphones and whatnot, you know, the FBI came out with the Going Dark program, effectively saying, you know, wait a minute, we can no longer tap in the middle of a circuit switch communication. We need to put a backdoor into every Cisco router on the internet. Well, you know, it didn't take them long to figure out that that was absurd. If you offered that, you'd have to offer that to every government in the world, and the internet would no longer exist. So the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, after that, what they realized is, you know, the internet is actually way more traceable. If you want to find a criminal, you just need to focus on the doorways to the system, and that's what they did in communications. They focused it not on trying to get in the middle, but on the doorways and making sure that every internet provider properly knows their customer, and that if you do that, you know how to trace it through. The same thing applies, I think, in finance with cryptocurrency. If you don't have a proper charter and a regulatory body that understands this and knows how to enforce it, you'll have people all out there just trying to access it without any proper doorway. The point is that if you do have an institution that properly knows their customer and properly focuses on the security of the doorway into the system, the bottom line is this: it's way more traceable than a SWIFT transaction or a Swiss bank account or you know, traditional banking transactions.
And just to follow up from that.
Okay, so within this, there's a lot to unpack, obviously, but to summarize his answer right there, he's essentially just saying that this is only the beginning. Like he had mentioned that the internet was beginning as a whole, and the FBI had wanted some more control within that and telecommunications as well. And because of that, they didn't know how to react because it was so new. Now, obviously, Telcoin is so new, same with cryptocurrency and the blockchain. And within the blockchain, I think that obviously the government wants some regulations, and there needs to be some implemented motions toward that. But beyond everything else, he doesn't think that this is going away at all whatsoever. And obviously there's so much more in store for everything that's to come, and this is only the beginning. Alright, so next up we have the Telcoin team, who mentions how you can now send or receive. This is a marketing piece. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this. And I think it's really nice that they're doing some soft marketing, and you'll see that again here in a minute. Alright, so next up, I went ahead and posted that version 2.2.1 of Telcoin was released, and they obviously made some minor improvements and performance improvements, but they also added a widget you can now add to your home screen, which also looks really nice, by the way, and you can also access transactions. Alright, next up we have Dr. Evil of Crypto, who mentions that we started out within Q1 to go up over 4,700%, and that's pretty much how we ended. And if we do that same thing in Q2 of 2021, we'll actually be at 35 cents by the end of June, and that's just half of what it did in Q1. We're still looking a little bit over 17 cents. So the best has yet to come, obviously. I personally believe this will go over 10 cents, and beyond that, I'm not sure exactly just how it'll operate, but everything seems really similar to XRP, although Telcoin has a working product that manages very well and competes with Western Union. So obviously we have a lot to learn, and there's a lot of stuff or uncharted territories that we still have yet to find. Alright, the next up we have TechDev, who did a really basic TA, but I really like his style. He took these candle patterns around here and replaced it up here, so then it goes up to about 0.012, and it goes back down a little bit, but obviously it continues up all the way to 0.033, and that's actually a pretty decent price point. I hope that all plays out, and obviously volume has to pick up substantially in order for us to get there. But with the amount of things that is supposed to be released from Telcoin, I could definitely see that being a possibility. Alright, so we have Night Slayer, who mentioned Ryan JQ's response to somebody mentioning Telcoin being listed on exchange, and this was the response that Telcoin's focus is currently building a full-stack user-owned financial power system by active Tel users on decentralized financial protocols and integrated, interoperated, and coordinated around telecom mobile financial services around the world. It is not to get Tel listed on centralized exchanges for the purpose of speculation, which I completely agree with. I think that Telcoin should not have to go over to other exchanges in order to get listed, especially if it costs upwards of $150,000. That's not a good use of money just to benefit the investors. Instead, it should be benefiting the investors in the sense of a well-developed app that has really good marketing behind it as well. I don't think that it's really worth it to just waste that money for the benefit of only the price of the coin. The entire goal of Telcoin isn't to get an expensive coin. If you want that, make a coin that has a circulating supply of one. Alright, and then next up we have Parkerspan, who mentions that the Telcoin team has been noticing numerous accounts that have been scams or fraudulent, claiming to be Telcoin, although they are not the Telcoin team. Any and all communication is through the official Twitter handle, Telcoin_team. And then next up, I want to go ahead and bring this to everybody's attention because it's been a while since I've made a video. I want to be sure you are aware that we have had some marketing through Gcash, and there's definitely more to come, but obviously the marketing plan right now is pretty light due to the fact that they don't want too many people going on at the same time, because eventually once they do have everything ironed out, they will be ready for everybody to come in all at once, and that will be within the release of V3 or Project Rivendell. This part is another piece of marketing that I wanted to show you guys as well, just showing that they still are doing that soft marketing. Alright, and then next up we have Documenting Bitcoin, who now actually takes a look and shows that Bitcoin is now larger than South Africa's stock exchange, the entire stock exchange itself. I think that's pretty insane to see, and you can see that it actually is pretty true. So there's that piece that I wanted to show you all, and then this is another Telcoin article that has been posted with Reimagining Remittances the Telcoin Way. It's a 9-minute read, and it was released on March 17th. And so I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this piece right here. They explain what remittances are, the traditional way of how you do it, wire transfer, physical cash, and everything else, and then the Telcoin way of how they do it as well. Really, really nice to get some coverage on that. Alright, and then this is where I'm going to go ahead and end my video around here. So we show that the Telcoin app v2.2 has been released, and we have about 12 more things between January and March, and right now we're in the month of April. So this is Q2 right here, April through June, which is where the Telcoin v3.0 Project Rivendell should be released, and obviously that's going to be exciting. I'm wondering if we're going to get a lot of this stuff covered within that v3.0 release. So as soon as they do get that out, or at least the information, I will definitely post a video, make a few tweets, and get that all covered up. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and until next time,